Precisely. Did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavers your say in autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. You should have read the fine print, my friend. Should have read the fine print. You should have read the fine print, my friend.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back. This is Manapot Studios. It's been a while, but this is All That Glitters Explodes, our glorious return to the Starfinder Adventure Path Fly 3 or Die. And you know him, you love him. We are joined by Retro Ted as our new crew member.
Yeah!
It only works applauding for yourself when people can't see you applaud.
Someone has to.
I've just realized why I'm looking a little bit dim today. Let's have some light on the subject.
Let there be light.
May the crits not reach you.
I'm going to do a brief summary of where we've gotten up to so far, just as a reminder because of the break and also so that I remember what's been going on. Feel free to interject with anything you want. But the crew started off, Eva, Flimsy, Trix, and Tess on the planet of Castrovel, or landing on the planet of Castrovel to take care of a shipment of yarrow berries. They loaded up the yarrow berries onto trucks as they were transporting them to the space station back to their ship. The cargo was attacked by space goblins. They were defeated, although a little bit at the expense of Flimsy's health. But Flimsy survived, don't worry about it. The yarrow berries were loaded on board the ship and transported to Akiton, where they arrived, landed, and the ship was impounded for inspection. So most of the crew, Flimsy, Eva, and Trix, went off and had a eventful adventure, trying to do some freelance work. Met a Shurin called Spacing Way and promptly got their asses handed to them again. Eventually the ship was unimpounded and they were able to try to make the delivery. Unfortunately, the delivery was supposed to be to a warehouse of that car imports. There we go. I remember things. Mm-hmm. And the person who owned Car Imports seems to have disappeared, leaving in place Ainsley. And the Car Imports was being in the process of being renamed to... Anybody?
Kurosawa?
Ichihara. Car Imports. There we go.
Yes, which was a subsidiary of something else.
The Golden League.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was Ichihara Ichihara Holding, which was related to the Golden League Crime Syndicate.
Yeah.
And after some negotiating and some shopping around, trying to find out if they could get a better price for the yarrow berries, they eventually settled on 50%. 55%, I think.
55%, yeah.
55%. Then the crew was left with the task of distributing the funds that they had received, aiming to keep the company that they work for, EdgeCore, happy. They decided to fulfill the contract by giving EdgeCore the money that they were due and passing over the rest to the person who sold them the yarrow berries at a mere 5%. Now, they took a bit of an exception to that, seeing as though that was kind of their retirement fund, and being some $250,000 short, just about.
A lot.
I think we went for it.
Yeah, it was a lot short.
The head Pratt was sorely disappointed.
Unhappy Pratt.
And unfortunately for you guys, he complained venomously about it enough that it got back to Edge that he was attempting to boycott and initiate a boycott around Quabarat on Castrovel. And so a black mark was put against your crew. Tess unfortunately took a rather exception to this and pretty much quit there and then on the spot.
Sensible career choice.
Potentially. Tarika lined up a new job for you to get you back in the good books for Edge Corps, which is to go to Apostae and meet with an agent of Lord Sinjin, who is after transporting weapons to a near space world of Vohox, where you'll be selling the weapons to the Gideon Authority and getting paid. The Gideon Authority is a hobgoblin empire wannabe kind of thing. They control a few worlds, but not many. And as Tess has quit and EdgeCore BDs are four-man operations, has said that they'd organize a replacement crew member when you arrive on Apostae.
I have every confidence that Tarika will help us and make sure that this a black mark is removed from our files. I feel pretty confident.
What's the betting this new agent that they're hooking us up with is just some sort of spy?
Oh, well, I don't know why they would send someone to spy on us. I mean, we're doing pretty good work, all things considered.
Not according to EdgeCore.
I
Well,
can't believe you guys have only got one black mark on your accounts. You've done pretty well.
No, I've got more than one.
That's what I like to hear.
It's one black mark for the year, which is what is putting your bonuses in jeopardy. So you all go, climb aboard the BD once again and set forth into the stars and
watch a whole bunch of movies.
Watch a whole bunch of movies.
That's the one bit we missed in the flashback.
On the way to Apostae, and yeah.
Oh, little BD.
I think we're calling that the lounge downtime activity. The
Yes,
lounging?
lounging.
Yeah.
What does that gain you? I forget.
I think it was temporary hit points on the following day equal to half your character level, minimum 1. You also gain a +1 morale bonus to the first saving throw that you attempt that day.
Okay.
Nice.
So that might be useful to remember. Tricks, flimsy, and neither. I've just remembered something. I've not updated that. Have I updated that? I have not updated that either. Sorry, it's background paperwork. I'm going to the combat tracker and Tess is still there.
Background paperwork, my favorite activity.
Trix is just giving you like the dead eye.
So yes,
Tess would have trashed the room on the way out, or would have neatly left it like a hotel room.
I think we were sharing it, so I hope she would not trash it.
Half of it's trashed, half of it's amused.
yeah, I don't think Tess would have trashed it. She was trying to make a point against EdgeCore, not against you guys. I don't think you guys annoyed her too much.
No, we were good teammates and good partners, I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't anything against you guys. It was just she couldn't be dealing with Edge. It's one of them where it's like, you know what it's like. Great, you work for a company, great people that you're working with, but sometimes a company, it's just got to go. And, Tess got rid of the company.
I'm sad to see her go, but excited to meet new crew member.
Yeah.
Good to have a new body on board. Check them out.
What do you mean? I've been here the entire time. Just been watching films and ignoring it.
Just stood in the corner like.
Although I watched this really funny film about where these people were trying to kill these space bugs, but they just couldn't hit them to save their lives.
Oh, wait, I was streaming that?
Oh, I looked out the window. It wasn't on the finger.
Anyway.
So you are arriving pretty much in Apostae airspace. What do you want to do?
Do we know if there's any procedure for Apostae landing in particular?
Traffic control, once you get close enough, is likely to air traffic control is going to hail you. You could attempt to hail them beforehand if you so desired.
I have no desire. Just make sure that we double lock all our things.
Has Apostae got a reputation?
Well, I mean, I don't know much about the Apostae, but
We're here to pick up weapons. Weapons.
right, they don't seem like a very peaceful folk.
Otherwise, it's
true.
good fun. Good fun.
I'm not a fan about shifting arms too much. It's kind of the opposite of what I tried to go for.
It's not the weapons that kill people, it's the people that kill people. It's just a job.
I'm more worried about working once more with people affiliated with the Golden League.
I think you'll
had,
struggle
much
to...
dealings?
I mean, the Golden League, Edge Core, they're all the same, really, just different names.
Do you have any history with the Golden League and this Lord St. John?
Me personally, not in any great capacity. Like they pulled me up once or twice, but nothing ever really.
Sense motive.
A few run-ins.
You can roll a sense motive if you want.
No.
I've never had any personal business with them. Stepping on their toes once or twice, maybe, but I mean, who doesn't?
This line of business, people know people, and when you get to the people who know people who know people, they're usually unpleasant. So you just try to keep your head down and crack on with the job and try to avoid the more unpleasant parts of it if you can do.
I like your own. That's a good outlook. I should think of that.
I just kind of realized that I was worried about this Edge Core member being a spy, and I completely forgot that he was on the ship with us.
Oh, it's okay. You can sense motive if you want.
Jahir, what do you look like?
Jahir is 7. Am I talking in character? Oh God, I'm talking to myself now. He is 7 foot tall. He has sort of a light grey ashen skin, about 200 pounds. He's sort of like top end of every stat. And he's got like a cloak, like a very weather-beaten cloak pulled around him. He seems to sort of not hide himself, but he doesn't want to stand out, kind of thing. And he's got loads of runes all over his skin. Some of them are obvious, sort of deity symbols, and others are incomprehensible to you. So.
Are
Beauty.
they tattooed or?
Well, you'd have to get to know me to find that one out.
Not on the first
Some
day.
of them are obviously faded tattoos. Other of them look sort of like almost like paint kind of thing, like a luminescence paint.
Nice.
Which deity? Sorry.
I was going to say Tiamat, but that's completely wrong. I should know this. Begins with T, I know that.
Talavat.
Talavat. That's the one.
Hylax. Oh.
Talavat,
Don't you know him?
the storyteller.
Uh-huh.
She, her, by the way. Sorry.
Flimsy hasn't heard of them before. Can I do a culture check to see if we can learn about
What do you know about Talavat?
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain degree, you can either ask the person who knows, or you can make a culture roll if you want to be, that guy.
Wanted to see if I knew much about it, that was all.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I'll do a culture roll.
If you don't
roll
have the
dice.
time to know about the Talibet, I'm not going to tell you. You should know.
It's 22.
Now it's like that, is it?
22. I'm trying to find some details because I didn't put that. So they are the storyteller. Their main thing, I believe, is community
And stories.
and stories and heritage. Help if I spelled Talibot right. Their title, well, Talibot's the storyteller. They are worshipped on Acton, Bretheda, the Iridari, Thraxus, and in the Scarium. Their custom, history, tradition, in ages past, Kasathan storytellers gathered in clans by the fire and taught their stories through oral retellings. It's basically, history through story is their kind of thing. So, you don't need your Spaceflix subscription anymore. Next time, you can just all sit around the burning canteen and listen to a story from Jahir.
Of course, anytime. Right, this job. Shall we crack on?
That sounds good.
we know where we're parking.
Yeah, I'll get us close and then they can hail us.
What were you saying, sorry, Eva?
I was just going to say yes. Let's do the thing. But good to have you aboard, Shahir. She says, looking down about like twice your size.
I look forward to killing things with you, but it's a pleasure.
And if you are an EJ spy, she'll get you.
Duly noted.
No, I mean, no one's going to get anyone here. We're all going to work together as a team and be on our best behavior. She kind of like looks at Trix like,
I am always my best me.
yes, you are. That's true.
Look, I mean, I'm here to do one thing, and that's just hit things hard, and I don't make friends easily, and people I do make friends with, I tend to lose. So,
Sweet. Come sit next to Trix. It's okay.
sense motive.
I feel like I could do a like corporate role, but I also feel like I know the answer, and that like Tarika did us a favor in finding a fourth person to join our crew. Like it's not, I'm assuming, unless.
How do you mean doing you a favor?
Or is it
up several times?
like, was she doing us a favor in finding us a fourth person, or is it? You were saying that the BDs are a 4-person crew. Is it like corporate regulations that we be flying with 4 people?
It's generally corporate regulations that you fly with 4 people. However, it's edge core. If there's only 3 people, screw it. There's only 3 people.
Yeah, riding the edge.
Tarika finding you somebody so quickly was a bit of a favor. And it doesn't usually progress that quickly.
Doesn't hurt that she found someone with muscle.
Exactly.
This is true.
Now we won't have to pay outside work to carry all our stuff for us.
Pack mule.
Feel free to pay me more. I don't mind. I'm in it for the credits.
We will pay you in friendship. Friends that
yeah.
you can keep this time.
Well, I need to get somewhere, so if I could gain your help or just your credits, I don't really mind. It's either way, it's good to me.
From space, Apostae looks more like an abandoned moon than an inhabited world. No natural atmosphere, water, or greenery. No lights emanating from its few settlements. I'll spit that one again. The planet's surface remains weathered cloak of darkness.
really want to say that's no moon, but that's cliche. So.
Are there lights of civilization down there?
Nope. No lights of civilization.
I like squint to try and see where the landing dock would roundabout be before I go up and just like hail them like, "What's up?"
Park it anywhere.
You need
Name
to
me
impact
a
into the surface.
Park anywhere.
make me a perception check and tricks.
That is a 16. Level 1.
As you're peering out the window and it's like, where am I going to park? You get a hail from Night Arch Traffic Control. What is your business?
Oh, Jesus. Hello. This is the epic crew of the BD requesting landing.
What is your business?
We're here to do a job on behalf of EJ Corporation, EdgeCorp. Business.
And what manner of business brings you here to Apostae?
I'll look at the others like, what was it again?
I'll like hop on real quick, like control next to the dash. Yes, hello, this is crew of BT 514, working for EdgeCorp, meeting a person related to Lord St. John and picking up a shipment for delivery.
What kind of shipment?
Weaponry.
Weapons.
Where are you to pick up this delivery?
What, Lamashtu's lair? In Night Arch, I think it is.
Very well. You are cleared for land. Please land in Docking Bay 13.
Oh, jeez.
Where is Docking Bay 13?
The comms cuts off as you're given a navigation beacon, and your heads-up display brings up a pinpoint on the surface of the world. You were almost there with your perception check. It's a little off to the right.
I
You could see Docking Bay 12, just couldn't quite see.
see 12 and 14. I thought 13 was alive for the longest time. I take us in.
All right. You take yourselves in. Make me a piloting check.
Boop. Tricks, come on. 15.
Yep. You land without too much difficulty. It's not really much of an atmosphere, so there tends not to be very many weather environmental things going on to impede a smooth landing. As you descend into Night Arch, you can see the Nightshade Towers that jut from the surrounding areas, great halls, small domes, and other enclosed buildings. You bring it into land?
We do.
And as you land, there is sort of like a banging on the door.
So quick. Flimsy? She's looking a little like afraid.
I'm going to activate my suit anyway.
Yeah, it's a good shot actually if it's low atmosphere. Suits on, folks.
All right.
And gather the paperwork usually that we have and head over to the door.
I'm going to go find Ixit and put it in my room.
Make me a... I don't want to say perception, but there's nothing.
There's no real investigation, is there?
Yeah, there's no real
perception.
Yeah, it's perception. Yeah.
I think, in which case, make me a perception and/or survival. It's tracking the creature, right?
Survival, animal handling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same modifier. I'll do survival for you. Same modifier either way. Ooh, 25.
You do manage to find Exit. He seems to have crawled under Tess's old bed and has been sort of like munching on some things that Tess left behind unattended.
No, sweetie, we all miss her. I'm gonna take him and put him in my room and shut the door so that I'm not too sure if Proogs can survive in no atmosphere, but I don't want him in the hallways.
Yep. So who's answering the door?
I'll answer the door.
Flimsy. Oh.
With Jahir, because I'm very small. It'd be good to have.
Jahir's a bit late because he was
The
taking
first
off like 3 seatbelts. He's not good with ships, but he he comes up just behind Flynn.
Your lack of faith in Trixie piloting is disturbing.
They'll learn. They all learn.
And as you answer the door, there are 4 drow enforcers.
Ooh.
Very fancy looking.
All right. Crew manifest, shipping manifest, and we are inspecting your ship.
What are you looking for?
We will be answering the question, asking the questions here. Crew manifest, shipping manifest.
Yeah, I don't do paperwork.
I'll hand over the paperwork. I've got that ready.
Yep. And notes off. Eva, Trix, Flimsy. Jahir. Curious.
Common name.
He's the right Jahir.
Oh, God.
Like, did you spell his name right on the manifest?
I should shoot you for that. All right, paperwork seems to be in order, and we will conduct a quick search of your ship and make sure that the cargo is in order. It says here you're not transporting anything.
Nope, pick up today. We're on a bit of a time schedule, so I know you guys don't want to be searching around here as much as we want to be on our way.
Yes, everybody's in a rush, especially when it comes to smuggling things. And 2 of the enforcers go off and just start walking through the ship. They don't really do much in the sleeping quarters. They stick their heads in. They take a quick squint around. They move on to the cargo bay.
Would you mind checking the vehicle first so that we can begin to unload it?
They go into the cargo bay, which doesn't have the vehicle.
Ah. Rude.
Back again.
Yeah, best just let him get to it, Eva. These guys, they don't follow requests, shall we say.
I like their swanky armor. Very, very edgy.
They do pose a lot, it seems.
He looks in a constant state of angst, doesn't he? He's like, like he's just trodden some Lego or something.
I'm going to check the fridge. Make sure there's nothing in there.
You're hiding something. I know you're hiding something. Just tell me what it is.
It's a last little teaser, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They move on to the other cargo hold. It takes them a short while for them to just inspect over. They bang on a couple of the panels. Nothing comes loose. Now, be honest with me, you weren't smuggling anything, were you?
No.
Right.
I think so. We haven't done anything to get anything.
No.
We have failed our way across the galaxy.
I was escorting something to Absalom, but I never picked anything up in Absalom.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that may be what I was thinking of. Radio. And so yes, they completes their inspection and so on. All right, everything seems to be in order. One last thing, sign this. And they held out a data pad to Flimsy.
Which reads...
Night Arch Air and Water is a utility company that is run by House Zizir. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but Zizir is what we're going to go with. And basically, it's a contract that stipulates that while you are in the city of Night Arch, all food and all water and air is property of the House Zizir. And any oxygen that you consume or water that you consume will be deducted at a nominal fee during your stay in Night Arch. You are provided an atmosphere at the discretion of House Zizir.
Is there anything in there about us not obviously wearing our own suits, so we're not using any of the oxygen?
Uh-huh.
You are able to use your own environmental protection should you desire. However, one of the things is it's like, as with any environmental protection, it requires you to be fully suited up. And in negotiations, that might not go down favorably. Also, do you really want to put yourself into a position as to be looking weak and unable to afford even the basics?
Ooh.
What's the cost of this this transaction?
Approximately 1 credit per day per person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
2 for
this-
tricks.
How dare you?
Potentially, if Ixit is staying on the board, he can survive off the environmentals of the ship. If he leaves the ship, then he will be costing you a credit a day.
Oh, so there is atmosphere enough for him out there.
Yeah, there's atmosphere. It's just chargeable.
Sweet. Exit's coming with. I get him all suited up in his little top hat and monocle.
Tiny space.
What the hell is that?
It's a prug. It's a tiny slime.
Okay.
You still need to get art for the stream for that.
I do.
Well, thank you, boys, for the fine apostates check over. It's always good to know the ship's in good shape when you
Please sign the document.
And we will only be here shortly, so I'm sure we can agree to fork over a credit each. Here we go. I'll sign it on behalf of everyone.
All right, everybody deduct 1 credit from your totals. Is anybody unable to pay the credit?
We've got a problem.
Oh, geez. I only have 3
for real?
credits. So
Did we have more than 3 credits before coming into this? Because I also had 3 credits, and I remember having more than 3.
Did you buy
Vaguely.
things in Absalom?
Oh no, maybe I didn't, because I bought a health potion to keep myself alive. So I might have had 3. It was the suspicious 3 across the board that made me think things were afoot.
So Trix is paying for everybody. So there's 5 credits. Okay. I put a hand on your hair. I'm like, wow, no friends.
Yes, well, it's
No
kind of-
credits.
It's been a long journey, okay, and it just embarrassingly walks off.
I just don't let him go. I hug him and he just drags me off.
Dragging us off. So can we exit the ship? Are they allowing us to?
Yeah, now that you've signed the paperwork, they depart the ship. You are free to go about your business.
We're not actually in that much of a rush, are we? We haven't got a deadline on this.
No, but sooner rather than later is best when it comes to Edge.
Is it worth having a mooch over the ship to make sure those guys didn't do anything?
You can have a mooch over the ship if you want.
I'll
Go on, sorry.
Oh, if you want to do that, the rest of us can unload the truck while you're looking over things.
Also, they said they're a little bit trend in certain areas, so just check the areas they were and just have a little look around if I can do.
Perception or any other applicable skill, if you want to let me know.
I'd ask for engineering, but I don't think that's going to really. Doesn't quite. Perception's more in line, isn't it?
Engineering will allow you to detect anything. If they hacked into one of the computers, your engineering check wouldn't detect that. But if they did break something on board the ship, then your engineering definitely would detect that.
I'll give it a go then. Engineering check. 21.
21. Not bad. No, they don't seem to have tampered with the ship in any shape or form. You do see that one of the panels is a bit scuffed. But
Ooh.
you broke up a little bit there.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Anything behind the panel or anything? Or?
No, there actually seems to be sort of like a bit of a crawl space behind the panel where, it's like if you wanted to smuggle something, then that would be where it's at.
I feel like Flimsy would probably know about the existence of that.
Yeah, you are aware of your smuggling compartment.
Wait, we have one of those?
Of course we have one of those.
Is it empty?
Yeva doesn't know about it, and she doesn't want to hear about it.
It's empty. I think it's empty. I'll look up Flimsy.
Well, I don't know. I've not got anything exciting going on at the moment.
It's empty at the moment. Whether there was anything in there before the inspection, who knows?
Oh, what?
Not this crew, apparently.
Nope, I don't want to know about it.
It's emergency extra storage, Eva, don't worry.
The truck is ready, she says from outside.
Let's lock up. And on we go.
All right. Where are you going?
To the Night Arch. Or are we parked in the Night Arch?
No, the city of Night Arch.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're headed to Lamashtu's lair.
All right. And where would that be?
I'm hoping my GPS will tell us. If I load it up on the comms.
Yeah, we can't just connect our phones to the local infosphere.
Spoogle maps.
Yeah, okay. Wi-Fi will be 2 credits.
Oh, gee.
But they're charging me already to use the Wi-Fi.
Can't you hack it or something?
I wouldn't try that here.
Why not?
I feel like they would know, and these little black squares would come raining down and shooting lasers at us.
We're not on Akiton anymore. There's no like contract angels ready to kill us.
Their armor is all fully spiky, though. I'm sure if they found out, they wouldn't be very happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Am I paying the 2 credits to use Spoogle?
A good conversation is free. We could go ask someone.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there
True.
anyone in the local area?
You think conversations are free here?
It's free in most places.
When you're paying for the oxygen to just breathe, conversation might not be as free as you might like.
Could I try like a culture to see if I maybe know what direction to go into? Or maybe I was looking at something, looked it up before we left the ship?
Yeah, okay, I'll buy that. I mean, when you said a culture initially, it's like, when's the last time you either was on Apostae? Doesn't seem like the place you'd hang around, but yeah, sure. You could have spoogled it from Absalom
We could call
Station.
it profession corporate to see like how well she prepared for this.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Can we not use the ship's Wi-Fi?
Right.
No, because it needs to connect into a local data sphere, and the data sphere is
okay.
house.
It's a connection charge, not a...
I'm just going to put in this house name before I keep pronouncing it, because it's
Zig, 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 zig.
That's not.
Oh, Zera Zerer.
0-0. Yeah.
I see why you say Zazir now. Yeah.
That's a 10 on Profession Corporate.
Yeah, you probably did a quick search for where this is located, but you forgot to search where you might be landing.
So I don't know how to get to there from here.
Yeah, you have a rough idea of the area, but at the same token, it's not like you might be driving around for a little while longer than you would like if you chose to just go off what you remember.
All right, I can pay it. I've got 3 credits, so I can pay 2 credits for the Wi-Fi.
Cool. Let me know what password it gives you, and I'll type it in.
All right, so I'll buy access to the Wi-Fi and give it to Trix.
Yep. And you connect into the local infosphere. Little Master's Lair is a cheap bar in one of the commercial domes nestled between the city's purple towers. It is about 10 miles from the landing bay. And you're also given a selection of advertised robo-taxis that will take you there for a mere 1 credit apiece.
We don't need one of those. We gotta pick up the shipment.
Yeah. I click the directions button in Spoogle and try and,
Yeah, any direction to Lamashtu's lair.
Let me guess. If I pay a credit, it's ads free. Halfway there, it just interrupts me with an ad.
No, now that you've paid your 2 credits, it's free for the infosphere.
Turn left at Grimlock's wonderful oil potions. Come by now.
It takes us the long way just to charge us more oxygen.
Oh,
Imagine if you pay the charge by the hour. Christ. Anyway, I'll take us there.
You take us there. You see Lamashtu's lair. It looks like a seedy dive bar. And one of the things just driving around Night Arch, you're struggling to see much tricks.
Oh no, my one weakness.
There is
night vision.
Very few lighting. What lighting there is seems to be very much in the dim side of things. Lots of purple lighting because Drow love the color purple. They use it in everything that they do.
I can
like humans only use skill color lighting, of course.
Pardon, you broke up a little there.
Like humans only use skin color lighting, obviously. That's how.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm next to Trix being like, well, slow down, there's cars up ahead, or take a left here. No, right there. I've got low light, so it's something. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. But you do manage to get there accident-free, and you didn't annoy too many people with your headlights.
Flimsy trying to soup them up underneath the car seat whilst they're driving.
Who put the headlights? Yeah, that's likely to get you into trouble because, Drow really don't like bright lights.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right, Drow and Orc both have, what is it? Blindness. Light blindness.
Sensitivity?
Yeah, it's light blindness. Light sensitivity is the D&D equivalent. Light blindness is the Starfinder, and basically when exposed to bright light, they get dazed. Which is something that you all generally would know. But yeah, you arrive outside Lamashtu's lair.
Park the car.
Can I?
Parking will be 1 credit an hour.
Is it a secure car parking?
It is secure. You can see a lot of surveillance cameras just all over the show.
I remember why I didn't like coming here now. I pay the credit.
And hopes you're only going to be an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You can always pop back up and top it up.
All right.
Does it look obviously sort of? Is it like? Because obviously I've got a military background. Does it look like they're trying to? Is it a dive bar, or is it actually quite well defended if it needed to be? Sort of security wise.
It doesn't seem to be any more well defended than any other building here in Night Arch. That isn't to say that it isn't defensible, but from your background, you can tell that basically everything around here is built to survive and rapidly shut down should gunfire suddenly emerge. Because, one of the things is, it's like a lot of the buildings can be basically shut down in terms of sealing everything up in the event of an atmospheric breach or somebody forgetting to pay the bill with House Zizir. Right, and so what I'm just going to do is
Let's go get some guns.
double check what the smeg is. Disable that, turn on that, click on. There we go. All right, and put you all right by here. I'm assuming you're going into the bar.
Yeah, the nice, quiet, no event trade deal bar.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Totally.
which
Totally what is going to happen. What I would like to bring, just a peek behind the scenes here. Could somebody point out which door you entered through?
I want to say the one behind us.
That's not a door, that's a window.
I'm gonna guess it's that.
And that then?
No, that's a side room.
Did we enter up here?
Over here?
That is Mark's staff only. What are you looking at over there? No, that's just a wall.
And this is a window down here to the south?
Yep.
There's no front door.
There is no door for the public access to get into this building.
We snuck in, guys. Welcome.
It's a bit of a Paizo mistake, I feel, but there doesn't appear to be a front door.
It was a trick
Are
question.
these definitely not like little laser beam entry things? Or
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like you walk through, but and then it kind of reseals behind you or something.
Okay, so force field windows.
Uh-huh.
We'll go with that.
For, if a fight breaks out inside, people can escape really easily then.
Yeah, potentially.
You go to
But
throw a
anyway,
chair
why
out the
would a
window,
fight
it's just
break out here?
unsatisfying.
I also need to be enlarged.
Oh, you do, don't you?
I'm a giant woman.
You do, giant
All I
woman.
wanna do is see you turn into
A giant woman.
I'm a giant woman.
Lindsay jumps on the table and does a quick dance and then gets off again.
Little jig.
It's a dwarven
Woven tradition.
Dwarven tradition. Yeah.
That and singing about gold.
Muted conversations of a stench of spilt alcohol permeate this place. The light is quite low. Travelers of all species, though most of the local majority drow, orcs, and half-orcs sit at tables of thoroughly stained aluminium, nursing their drinks and keeping to themselves. Across the room, a pitted bar counter and black aluminium stools beckon those eager to drink away their sorrows. Behind the bar is a brusque-looking half-orc who eyes you curiously.
Did we find out whether Taos is what species they were?
You've not found out, as far as I'm aware, but you suspect drow.
Is it a drow-ish name?
It is a drow-ish name, indeed.
Okay.
Tricks
Are these tables occupied? All occupied? Is there sort of space?
There is no space at any of the tables. They are all occupied.
You hear demands
Gilaba.
table service. Things got interesting last time I went to the bar with Trix, so Flimsy's gonna follow Trix.
I got through out of the last one, yeah. I let them throw me out though. It wasn't worth the fight, you know.
Can I get you?
You can get me. Yeva, do you want a drink?
Yes, please. Something tongue numbing.
Cool. Something tongue numbing. So two of you, something really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Jahir, what do you want?
No, I'm good. And you see Jahir sort of move himself into a sort of a tactical position, sort of checking the exits and checking the corners.
Maybe a glass of water. And can we also, we're here on a business for Edgecore. We're here to see Tao. If he's around, if you're Tao, if he's in the back.
Tao? Toes.
Yes.
Or are you?
I've got written down.
Yeah. Are you calling him Tao intentionally, or are you calling him Tao unintentionally?
Tao's
Both.
Jarzi.
Both.
G-A-U-S-E.
What the big lady said.
Mr. Jarzid. Or sir? I don't know the honorifics here on this planet.
I shall get you your drinks. And he starts pottering around getting drinks. The doors of the bar clatter open. Which doors?
Which door?
I don't know.
How do they clatter?
How does a force field clatter?
If it's a force field.
Look, I'm just reading from the book. A door of this bar.
So they walk in the force field and just play like a clattering sound on the phones.
Like saloon doors just hitting each other.
I need to have a look at those force fields, I think. I'm not right about this place.
And a drow enters, dragging a protesting gnome along behind him. The drow wears distinctive armor of House Azir and bears a long long sword of pure black energy. Motes of crackling power flow off it and pop in the dark air. The gnome, in contrast, has their wrists pinned together with binders. I'm telling you, wails the gnome, this is all a big mistake, a huge mistake. Without sparing a glance to his prey, the drow heaves the gnome up and deposits him on the bar. Here's your bounty, Caden, as promised, he says. The half-orc behind the bar gives the gnome a glance and takes out her personal comm unit. Let us have some images, because images are always fun. Come on, be here. There we go. So that guy walked in.
Uh-oh. That sword is brightening.
Low key.
That's super cool.
Oh, it's got the gem in it. Because they have gems sometimes, right?
It could be a Solarian weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
Who, me? Little me. That shirt is a choice, and I'm here for it.
As Caden is looking at their phone and sort of like discussing things with the drow. The gnome turns to Flimsy. I'm not whoever he's looking for. I lost my comms unit. You look like a reasonable person, and not to mention well-armed individuals. Give a gnome a hand. Get me out of this.
You've got the wrong crew here. Barely handle space worms. Your friend there looks mighty well armed.
Oh, he's not my friend. Do you really think I'd hang around with a fellow like that? Oh, so serious. Come on, he's got the wrong guy.
So quickly.
Pardon?
He's also got a big sword. Can I do? Can I ask the guy? Yeah, it's a good point actually. Well, can I ask the guy? Did we hear the name of the bounty when he handed it in, or did he say the bounty?
He just said the bounty.
Oh, okay.
Here's the bounty, Caden, addressing the bar staff.
I'll ask the gnome then, since you're talking. What's your name then, my wee friend?
Me? I'm Cecil.
Can I search for? Oh, we haven't got access to the internet anymore, do we?
No, we do.
Only Trix has got it.
Oh yeah, like I passed my comms unit. Well, I want to sense motive the gnome.
Make a sense motive.
14.
14. They seem to be honest in protesting their innocence, but they also seem to be maybe hiding something in their protests.
So you're saying you're not the one that this chap's supposed to be bringing in?
No. Do I look like I would do anything wrong?
Well, a little. The shirt, mostly.
Definitely the shirt.
I'm pretty sure I can't be arrested for fashion.
A lot of strange rules here on Apostae. Tell you what, I'll speak to your friend there on your behalf and let's make sure that he's got it all in order. But we're not here to cause trouble ourselves, to be honest with you.
Flimsy, I don't know if we should get involved. There's so many, like you said, strange rules here that I'm worried we're in enough trouble with EdgeCore as is.
I'm not going to start anything. I just want to just make sure. This one seems to be... Trix seems to trust him, so, so I'll give him I'll give him an ask of the tall, brooding fellow there.
Well, I maybe take a drink before you do. And she kind of like moves her hands and picks up your drink and hands it to you. And I'm going to cast Charming Veneer on Flimsy and give him a +1 to whatever charisma-based check he makes next.
Cool.
Trix just mutters things about, I haven't paid for those yet, but fine.
So yeah, I'll ask the tall drow chap. Your quarry here seems to think you've got the wrong chap. I mean, I'm sure that's a common line of questioning in your line. Just wanted to see if any help in verifying your friend.
And as you saw, are you moving over to speak to him, or are you just shouting at him across the bar?
Well, yeah, I probably won't go all the way around you, but go enough to so I can speak to him.
Yep.
There as well. Oops.
Yep. This map is terribly laid out in some places because the bar is halfway through a square, and it's causing my OCD to do barrel rolls because it's like, nothing is gonna line up in all of us. As you step over to converse with him,
I can move out of the way here. Let me step back over here.
Ah, yes.
The tables and everything. There's not a huge amount of space for you to move around to either.
And you can tell that they're already arguing with the half-orc behind the bar. showing an image of a gnome on their phone that looks similar to, but is distinctly not Cecil. And Caden behind the bar is all like, look, I'm telling you, it's not the gnome. And the drow is all like, look, you put a bounty on this person, and I bring this person in, and now you don't want to pay. Look, this is your bounty. You're going to pay me or there's going to be trouble.
I would like to try and calm him down a little bit. I was like, hey, my friend, I'm sure we can talk about this. There's no need to get angry here. You've got your prey. There's no rush. I'm sure we can work out what's happened.
Make me a diplomacy check.
+1.
+1. There we go. Not bad. 25.
I appreciate what you're saying, friend. But in my line of work, I need to keep moving and I need to keep bringing in bounties. And as much as it's like I have this prey, I need to get paid for this prey and move on to the next job.
What's the situation if you get the wrong prey?
That's not my problem. That's theirs. I went out, got the bounty. Now I'm due to be paid.
But he didn't know.
She makes a good point that it would be unfair to expect the employer to pay you for something that you did not accomplish.
I'm telling you, this gnome has many tricks up their sleeve. They are a con artist. Do you think that it's beyond the realms of possible that this isn't all just a disguise and a ruse to make it seem like they disappeared into thin air and this new gnome that's turned up isn't the one that we're after? How many gnomes have you seen around here?
Well, we've only been here a couple of minutes, but how's Caden reacting to this?
Caden is solid. They're holding their ground. It's just all like trying to keep it civil, because one of the things that as a half orc here on Apostae, if you're not careful, it's their word against yours. And it can land them into a lot of trouble, and they don't want that. But at the same token, like you're all acutely aware right now, they don't want to be paying a bounty when they don't think that it's the right person, because then they're down in credits, and it costs a breather around here. Trix, make me a perception check.
$17.
No. Other rolls are happening.
Other rolls are indeed happening.
Secret rolls.
Secret rolls.
Yeah, the gnome could be glamoured.
The gnome doesn't appear to be glamoured. The gnome does appear to be slipping out of their bonds.
I'm just going to let it happen.
As you just let it happen, they pull their hands free, step away from the bar, and yell, "Thanks, strangers, for your timely rescue. I gotta be going now." Everybody roll for initiative.
Don't make us complicit.
We didn't do anything. We just engaged
stood
in
here
conversation.
In front of you. We didn't do anything.
Trix just looks at the gnome like, not cool.
It's She just shrugs at you and it's like, I gotta figure out how to get out of here and you're a distraction.
You could have just left. They were distracted.
For how long?
Long enough for you to get out the door.
This way's so much more entertaining.
Oh God, gnomes.
Rix kind of agrees with that last statement, though.
Oh God, my initiative rolls. Fuck-a-doodle-doo. Okay. Radio. Yeva, you are up.
Oh, I'm first?
You're first.
You'll steal my breath,
included
feeling.
now.
Well. Okay, so the gnome is escaping. That's not that. You know what? Straight away, Yeva's at the moment lawful attitude says like, they're running away. That's probably a bad thing. So what she's going to do is just kind of impulsively be like, no, you can't. And her hands kind of like move out and move in these weird somatic ways. And there's a flash of iridescent chromatic energy from underneath her bangs, where her third eye is, and she's going to cast confusion on the gnome. Cecil Nightshade. I like that name.
Nice.
It's been a while.
What a trustworthy name.
Holy hell, guys. Yeah, it's magic.
Failure.
Nice. So they are going to have to make a roll when it comes to their turn to see what happens.
See what happens.
Trix, you are up.
Trix is going to grab her drink and down it.
I will allow it. Free action.
Pull her pistol out of her. What pistols does Trix have again? Her pulse-caster pistol? Yeah, pulse-caster pistol. Out of.
Currently set to stun or to kill.
She'll set it to stun.
Or no, this isn't the one where you have a choice. It's only a stun gun, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's where my other gun went. Yeva's got my other gun.
Mm-hmm, and it's big now.
And it's big. I was like, I had a pistol, I'm sure I did. Yeah, no, this one's just permanently non-lethal. And I'm like, who am I shooting at? Yeah, but the gnome's innocent. What are we doing?
Are they though?
I mean, they're innocent of the bounty for sure, yeah.
Are they though?
Yes, Yeva.
They're 100% guilty of like implicating us than necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
There is
100%
that.
guilty of that, but what's the drow looking like? Is it looking like he's going to turn on Flimsy?
He looks
Yeva?
like that their Solarium weapon is now active. You can't tell without burning your action as a sense motive as to who they're going to strike out at.
I will burn my action.
Okay.
Because the last thing I want to be doing.
Is shooting the wrong person.
Yeah, that's just a 10.
Yeah, 10's not going to buy you much. They're definitely going to spring into action. Reading the situation, you've not done anything as of yet to annoy him, other than this gnome's lies. That you're well aware that it's lies. Let me just do a quick thing while I think of it, but at the same token. But yeah, as far as you can't read the guy as of yet. He's going to spring into action, but you don't know which way he's going to snap.
Yeah, I will like wave my pistol between the gnome and them and a little bit of Yeva, and I'm like, I don't.
A little bit of either? Why?
But the gnome's innocent. What?
Yeah.
And that's me.
All right. The drow, whose name is Horizon, by the way, is going to move up to the gnome and is going to start tuning.
Uh-oh.
We've got 3 rounds, guys.
Yep.
To the dark side. I can't remember.
Graviton.
Graviton. That's it.
The dark side
That's
is
a
probably
tuning.
trademarked. Wink, wink.
It probably is. It's just like there's a stellar side, and then there's a graviton,
Photon and graviton.
Photon.
There we
Yeah.
go. I've not played a Solarian, so it's one of them. They're tuning to the proton.
My first
Side.
Starfinder character was a
Graviton
Formian
side.
Solarian.
Nice. Mine was a Yusoki mechanic.
Nice.
Anyway, right, okay, and what are they going to do? They are probably going to do a thing. They are going to try to strike at Cecil.
Little Nomi.
Little gnome. Why did... Oh, that's why that happened. All right.
Did
You
that
can
look lethal?
That looked like they were trying to pull their punches. Non-lethal.
But they hit
They hit and struck the gnome.
with
The
the
gnome,
sword.
with a sword, the flat of a sword, and Trix, you know the gnome, in your heart of hearts, is innocent. Flimsy, you are up.
Flimsy will turn around to see Eva casting magic. Be like, oh my gosh. Whoa! Jahir, where did you come from? It moved in like on the map behind me that I didn't even notice as a player. I was like, oh, he's moved in. The stealthy one, this Jahir. Is there an action of like, come on now, everybody? Is that an action I can do? Like, come on now, everybody. Let's calm this down.
Let's have a...
Between them.
Let's have a diplomacy check for that.
Okie dokie. And just trying to, because I'm assuming Cecil. I'm hoping if I'm in front of Cecil, but they might still get away. I guess they're really small. But I'm trying to like, if we can box in the situation and say like, let's talk about this. Come on, guys. We don't need to be swinging swords in here. We only came in here for a drink and pick up something. It's 12. The 2 on the dice.
There is a bit of a clamor around you as as people are sort of like starting to clear the area, making sure their drinks are safe and the rest of it. And there's just too much noise, and you're not projecting your voice well enough to be heard.
Fair enough.
And you hear her.
Oh, we can't hear you, Richard.
Uh-oh.
That might be why you've been awfully quiet
I was
since
wondering.
entering the bar.
Well, he said about the water.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty much the last thing that we heard from Jair.
Taking the stealth to the next level with.
Wow, he's really getting into the role of the silent brooding type.
Right. Could I I know it sounds weird. Could I pretend to be helping him, but actually impede him? If that makes sense.
So you're trying to
I'm trying
stop him from beating up the gnome.
Yeah, just like, here, let me help you with that, but actually just completely get in his way just to sort of buy a bit of time.
All right, I'm going to want 2 rolls out of you. One is a straight up attack roll, which is going to be a providing cover roll. So if you just make an attack roll, you're aiming for a 15 DC, and that will give Cecil a bit of a bonus to their AC.
How do you do an attack without anything selected?
Maybe you can just use any one of your weapons.
All right.
Although you will need to move into position as well.
Okay.
The ones on the main sheet also have the same modifier, the melee ranged thrown.
Yes.
I did drop it in. I don't know what it went.
Oh, we got
There
a
we go.
die.
Nice.
Yep, great stuff. You've hit the AC, so you're going to be providing a little bit of cover for Cecil. Now, lie to me. Make me a deception. Is it deception in this?
Bluff. Lie to me,
There
baby.
Lie to me. Lie to me, Jahir.
Right.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right.
18.
18.
It's a natural 18 as well. No modifier.
Yeah, versus a sense motive. To see if they can tell whether you're lying or not. You don't know. But we'll see how that progresses. All right. Is that you done?
Yeah. I'll just be like, let me help you with these pesky gnomes, just to sort of part of the bluff.
All right. It is over to Cecil,
Who's confused?
who is confused. So, I have luckily built into Fantasy Grounds. It's cost the handy dandy confusion table.
Let's see what it is.
They hit themselves in the face with an item in hand for a 1d8 plus their strength modifier.
Oh.
Their strength modifier is a 0. So they're just going to punch themselves in the face for 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Well done, you.
Hitting yourself.
Do I get a save against that?
It's just one round, so after that.
Oh, is it
it's
just
over.
one? Oh, okay. Rightio. So they're now sort of like no longer confused and wondering why they just hit themselves in the face. Not quite what they had intended for this. Yeva, you are up.
I think Yeva is, that was very instinctual. Like, she didn't want the gnome to leave, so something happened, or the magic flowed through her. But I think she's like, seeing what Flimsy's trying to do in like the let's all get along sort of approach. So since she's technically not actively threatening I would say she's not actively threatening Horizon. I think she's going to try and cast Charm Person on him, so that hopefully she can help, calm the situation.
All right.
And he's not looking at her, so maybe he won't be able to tell that she's casting a spell on him either. So again, she maybe takes a step forward, and puts a hand. I don't know. Do I need to touch?
No,
Not
because it's got a
normally,
range of
not
plus.
Okay, so
25 feet.
let's cancel that move. I'm gonna stay back there, and so she's gonna go. Please, Mr. Zezazir guard, we must try and be peaceful. And as she does that, these kind of iridescent chromatic energies flow out of her, her lips and hit him. Cast. Failure!
God
Yes!
dang it. So twice you've rolled a save of some variety, and the first time it was a natural 1. The second time it was a natural 2. You're just killing it with the magic. So
You've been hiding this magic, Eva.
I'm getting better. Tess helped me. We were studying together. Ugh.
So you've made him. Charm person is always one of them weird ones, isn't it? 'Cause
Right. It'll be more when I try to diplomacy. Maybe next round, I'll have an easier time of it.
Yeah, the charm creature. This charm makes a humanoid creature regard you as a trusted friend and ally. Treat the target's attitude as friendly. That's worked. I mean, he's not got any beef with you at the moment.
I mean, he was definitely unfriendly beforehand. So
Yeah, he wasn't friendly, and he's all like, "Look, I'm just trying to capture my mark. I don't want them getting away again."
I understand. And she's kind of like throws her hands up. She's
Yep.
trying to be as non-aggressive as possible in this kind of case.
All
Or
right.
trying to manipulate someone to do what you want.
Yes.
Is everyone else in the bar just kind of still sitting quietly drinking their drinks while this is going on, or have they run out? Or
They're evacuating the premises. Tables have been turned over, and they're wanting to get out of the way. Most people don't know the capabilities of Solarian comprehensively, but they know that these things tend to go pop. When they go pop, you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Squeaky force field's going mental.
All right, Trix, you are up.
Trix still kind of has pistol in hand. She's like, okay, looks like we're going down the route of diplomacy. Why don't we all sit down with the drinks and, talk this through?
Once the gnome is properly restrained again, yes, we can talk.
I grab the gnome by the wrist. There.
Make me a combat maneuver to try and grab the gnome.
Yeah. It's just a melee attack, isn't it?
Yes. And you're aiming. Oof.
Higher than a 15.
You were aiming a lot higher than a 15, I'm afraid to say.
I'm just, you can't just play along, and I just gently kick her in the ankle.
All right. It is now the Drow's turn again. And they are going to. How difficult is this? Yeah, it's too difficult for that. So, another non-lethal strike against the gnome. Oof.
In the way of that. That's all.
Situation result.
There we go.
You were in the way a little bit, so what the action that you took was covering fire or cover attack, and that works by providing somebody with a bonus to their armor class. It increased their armor class by 2.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they struck out for a 22 against an AC unmodified of 13. With your +2, that would have been a 15. If you want to go down that route, there are a couple of feats that you can look at: bodyguard and in harm's way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of popular routes for basically interfering with somebody else's attacks. But yes, the gnome is on the floor. They are unconscious once again. And yeah, the situation is resolved for the time being.
Do we know if glamours finish if someone's unconscious?
It depends on the manner of glamour.
Okay.
If it was magical, then it again depends on which spell that they use. Some require concentration, some are semi-permanent. Plus, as well, never said it has to be a magical glamour. Makeup and prosthetics will get you so far.
Holographic fields.
Yeah, there's a belt, I think it is, which essentially just changes your appearance altogether. There's lots of ways of accomplishing it. They still look like the gnome that was dragged in here.
Somebody wants to point that out to Horizon and say, well, they're unconscious now, so it's got to be some powerful magic, or if it isn't them, or some sort of technological gizmo. Can I have a once over them, see if they've got anything, like see if they've got any face paint on or something like that? Or
yeah, make me an investigation.
Perception?
Yes, perception. I will never remember anything.
The natural 1 for a 5 total. Gnome.
As you can, as far as you can tell, this is what the gnome is supposed to look like. You can't detect any form of disguise on them, but with a roll like that, you're not confident that there isn't something that you've missed.
It plays into my argument, so I'll play it up. He's got nothing on him. Look, he's clearly.
At this point, Caden gets up from behind the bar where they've been hiding. All right, if you're all done wrecking my place,
No shots have been fired whatsoever, sir. Your patrons flipped the tables.
It was resolved before that one went off. Look at him glowing. He's
Tassu is through the door, and they point at the door over here.
Tassu?
Tassu
Yeah.
is through there.
Yeah, all right.
First meeting.
I was like,
Ciao.
wait, did they show up here? Thank you. I'll go over to, I'll kind of like move closer to Horizon and be like, well, I hate to say it, but it seems like you've got the wrong gnome. Maybe we call this one the Wash, and you leave them here to recover from their wounds. I mean, if the person who posted the bounty isn't accepting it, there's not much you can do, is there, friend?
And Caden also joins in, and it's look at this picture. We can see that the bounty has blue eyes. That one's eyes were clearly purple.
Are we going to ignore the fact that they're blue? And that they were blue?
Maybe it's written badly. He literally says, look at the picture. This one's got blue eyes. That one's eyes are purple. So it could be that they're meant to be the other way around. Or this is more Paizo descriptions where things don't always quite match up with reality.
Clickety clackety
You know.
doors.
Holographic doors that may or may not exist also click clack.
The Terminus
Sometimes the
Wilds,
purple-eyed
if anybody
gnome has blue eyes.
gets that reference.
I think the clickety clack might be like a programmed noise to go when everyone walks through. Like
When you at the
to
shop,
make
it
that
goes
noise.
doo doo.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, Horizon is all like, I gotta get back to work, and just sort of like leaves the gnome there crumpled on the ground, unconscious, and it sort of makes her way towards the exit.
Is she bleeding out, or is she
He's just unconscious.
Just unconscious.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't do him any favors to actually kill his bounty.
I'm gonna pick the gnome up and put them on a bar stool with like their head propped up on the table. I'm like, get them a drink when they wake up.
Oh yeah. There was 6 credits for your round.
Oh yeah, Horizon was gonna pay as an apology.
I never said anything of the sort. Make a diplomacy.
It's a bluff.
A bluff. Yeah, a bluff.
It's a bluff. Oh, 15.
No. The Horizon's not that kind of person. They help me out.
It was worth a shot. I hand over the 6 credits.
Yep.
Certainly wasn't the Horizon I was searching for.
All right. You all surround the door.
Menacingly.
Go in on 3.
Is it actually a door? just a painting of a door.
As far as you can tell, it's an actual real-life, genuine door.
Breach. Here we go.
Are those binders that Cecil was in? Are they on the floor?
Maybe a perception.
Perceptione or a 16.
Yeah, they'll be on the floor.
I'm gonna go pick those up.
All right. Just do me a quick favor in the background. Just double check that they're not single use.
Oh, yes, I will.
I always get the feeling that it's all like, the standard issue police temporary handcuffs, which are
They're like
more than
those-
cable ties.
Are these binders level 1?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
You now have yourself a free set of binders.
Oh no, they're single use. Yep. Resin
yeah, I had a
cord
feeling-
restraints. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like those
Are-
zip ties.
Yes.
All right. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
No worries. All right.
You knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and it's just marked VIP.
Sounds like us. Should we go in?
You going in first, Flimsy, or am I doing this?
You're the man for it. You go first.
Could you move?
Is he the man
I'm trying
for this?
to.
After
we
you.
go.
No, after you. No, after you.
It seems like the kind of place we want to show the big guns first.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Stylish.
If you had better hair, you'd actually look quite good.
He almost
Don't
looks
you
like a
Julian.
furbolg rather than a drow.
Oh, a little bit. Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes.
If you could make a quieter entrance, you could almost pass as discreet.
That's all right. The bar got cleared out anyway. It's fine.
We got caught up in shenanigans. It doesn't happen very often, she bluffs.
Yes, well, we're here for business and hopefully no more shenanigans. There's a bar in here. Appears to be self-service. Farouz is sat on the table, the chairs somewhere.
He knows the dwarven tradition.
Where is the other one? Yiva.
I'm coming in. It's just hard because I'm big.
Make some room.
You got stuck on the window.
Is this a sofa here? Just to...
Yeah, where Flim's is on the sofa. Pretty much sat on right next to the drow.
Hello.
cozy.
Hi.
So, you've arrived at last, I see.
Not much gets past you.
Hi, hello, Sir Jarzid. We are the crew of the BT-514, loyal workers of EdgeCore, and we are here to pick up your delivery and ship it to the location.
Yes, and I have a few more details for you on that. You will be transporting 50 tons of weapons.
Why is 50 tons?
Yeah, weapons is measuring weapons in tonnage seems vague.
Measuring anything in space by tonnage is a terrible idea. We can go into a whole argument about, if you got a ton of gold and a ton of liquid nitrogen, which is often used as fuel, they have two completely different density points. And
Even
so
before that, if you've got 100 soldiers, I'll have 100 guns, please, not about a ton of guns.
I've got a ton of soldiers,
It could just
so
be one
maybe
massive
like 50 tons of weapons will do.
yeah, it's not a useful measurement in space in the slightest form. But anyway, we digress. You are to be transporting 50 tons of weapons from here on Apostae to Vohax in near space. The cargo will be delivered to your ship and loaded on. At which point you should take them to Vohax and deliver them to a Commander Vash at Labor Camp 1120.
What
Labour
camp?
1120.
Labor Camp 11.
Labor camp.
Room suddenly full of everyone scribbling down the notes. The same note.
They want weapons at a labour camp?
I don't question these things. I am just the middleman. You are here to take the weapons and deliver them to Commander Vash in the labor camp.
And he's a
Commander
hobgoblin, right?
Yes, he is a hobgoblin.
Have you got like a picture? Because there could be someone pretending to be him.
I don't, but they're very militaristic. They're probably, chain of command and the rest of it. You do realize that you're flying into a war zone, right?
Oh, right. Well, we'd heard there was trouble, but we didn't realise it was a war zone.
Trix just looks at Flimsy like, wait, what? You didn't know?
Yeah, they're trying to put down the minor uprising.
It's only a minor uprising, though. It shouldn't be.
No, it's a very big minor uprising.
Without these weapons, it'll be a major minor uprising.
I was just trying to think of that joke, but I couldn't word it right.
When you've got the charisma score like mine, Jahir, it'll become easier to you.
True, I just hid things.
Jahir, you can see that Therese is giving you a bit of a side eye.
Yeah, could I sort of...
Do I know you?
No. I look like everyone else. And then I'd sort of try and pull my cloak a bit around me.
When he says I look like everyone else, Trix like looks around the room like...
I'm sure I know you.
So it's a common face. So anyway, what any other instructions? And you can see him visibly getting a bit twitchy, a bit nervous.
You ever been to King Kearney's?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. Can we hurry up? Because, we're paying for the parking by the hour here.
I sense motive on Jahir to see whether or not I know that they feel like they're in trouble or not.
You can do a sense motive.
I would also like to join in.
The 23 on sense motive.
Why is everyone suddenly looking at me critically?
Right. And
Wait, I want to join.
Yeah.
Can I
Who's
join
this
in as
new
well?
Oh, dear, he was sus.
all right, Jahir, I want from you. What are we looking at? You've not got any skills in anything
Athletics, I could run out
diplomatic.
the door.
Oh, he must be getting the car started, but we're coming close to the end of the hour.
Time's nearly up, people. Time's a wasted.
Yeah, you're all getting the sense that Jahir is feeling a little bit uneasy in the situation. Definitely seems to be something more to it than just you're on the clock and the time is ticking on the parking. But Flimsy, you're able to read the room a little bit more. Like Jahir is definitely not telling the whole story here.
I think Flimsy will make a big noise and try and get Teresa's attention back to him. And go, so we're going into a war zone. Is there anything we need to know about approaching and landing? We don't want to get shot down with your valuable tons of weapons.
They're expecting you. Well, assuming the war hasn't shifted in the favor of the opposition there. I doubt that'll happen, but as long as you're dealing with the Gideon Authority, you should be fine. The weapons alone will get you through the door, as it were.
And this tonnage of weapons, are we talking about like bioweapons, grenades, pet dogs? What have we got here?
We're talking about tactical infinity rifles, grenades. That's pretty much it.
Looking up
how much
infinity
50 tons of that
rifles.
Like, is that enough for a small army, or is that like enough to kit out a camp? Like,
It's enough for a small army.
okay.
I'm sorry, Yiva.
Infinity rifles. Is that a drow type of weapon?
Make me a check of some variety.
Culture or?
I'll definitely take a culture.
Okay, let's go with that. 18.
You don't think they're drow weapons inherently, but at the same token, it's all like, if it's a weapon that the drow can manufacture, they'll manufacture it.
From my experience, do I know whether this is a sensible amount of weapons for the sort of what we've been told is going on, or is it like overkill?
I was actually also going to come to you. Make me a culture check.
Culture. -1 with that. It is a 12.
It seems a bit overkill, but at the same token, it depends on how many tons or how many shipments are ultimately expecting. To arm an entire planet, 50 tons isn't going to cut it. Mm-hmm. To arm a single outpost, 50 tons is overkill.
Right, okay. So it seems a bit suspicious, but not.
Yeah. Also, from your background, you're aware of infinity rifles. They are, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a Skitamander invention.
They are a Skitamander invention.
What?
They made weapons?
They
Those
did,
cute little fluffy things.
but the ranks of the weapons, so the tactical, the advanced, the elite, and the paragon, they were imposed by other weapon manufacturers, not the Skitamanders.
Okay, what do they do?
They are essentially just a laser rifle.
Okay, cool.
1d6 fire damage.
It's all right.
And that is an image of one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well.
Way cooler than I expected.
And the brownish areas on them are the grips.
Yeah.
That's like a-
task, which is a dangerous enemy.
That almost looks like a weapon like the Needler from Halo.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the specialty is boost 1d6, so I imagine I don't know what that means, but
Boost.
Well,
special thing.
you can use a move action to
action.
burn an extra level of battery charge to boost a single attack's damage.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I don't know if it even needs extra battery, I think it might just do it.
No, I think
can't
it
remember.
needs the extra battery.
Okay.
I think it's just to keep it in line so you're not doing it every single turn without
Yeah.
some kind of penalty.
That makes sense.
But yeah, there we go. That's Infinity Rifles fight.
That's pretty awesome. Don't have any samplers around, do you?
That's just a good
Make for deliver, and then we'll talk about, further work and samples.
Sounds good. Pleasure to be working with you.
And we
Right,
should.
so yes, the weapons will be delivered to your ship. You are to transport them there, and do try to be careful.
Wonderful. Well, pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Jarzid.
Indeed. Sign here, and he offers a data pad with a contract, a very wordy contract.
Should we read that?
No.
Flimsy.
Make me a profession check. What's your profession?
Livestock quartermaster.
Yep. Okay. The speciality is by the by. It's more
Okay.
precision information on that. Whereas a quartermaster, you can still read a contract.
It's a 12.
Yeah, it's pretty much a standard contract as far as you can make out. It's you have to take the shipment, deliver it to the location. I do believe you're supposed to. I can't remember whether you're supposed to get paid there and then bring the money back, or if all payments are concluded and you're just shipping the weapons. I don't think you're supposed to be getting the money this time. So hopefully it should avoid the complications of the last one.
Oh, so we're not actually getting physical payment and then moving it on. They're just going to pay the edge.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Looking through here, it doesn't say anything about validating parking and oxygen and water. We could quickly amend that and get it signed.
He just stares at you.
I'll start amending then, yes?
No. The local problems are, well, yours. It's not my fault if you're too poor to deal with them.
No, we are not too poor to do business on Apostae. Thank you.
Surprised to hear Jardists aren't, given the full service, but no problem at all. I'll sign it here. Use that trick on me when we land. I'll use that trick on you when we leave it.
We brought the car out for nothing.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, you saved a credit in the robo-taxi.
That's true.
Yeah, but then we spent that on parking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could have just had somebody outside just driving it around.
I mean, technically, we're still saving credit because we don't have to taxi back.
Hey. Yep.
It was per person, right, as well? We just paid for an hour's parking for the whole vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
We saved all kinds of credits.
Some of you don't have.
Cool. That business concluded.
I'm just
Here starts moving towards the door, ready.
Jahir heard business concluded, and it's like, okay, and goodbye. Sorry, I'm just skim reading notes to make sure there's nothing else I'm supposed to discuss while you're here. Nothing unless you prompt. The contract is signed. I assume you signed it, yes, Flimsy?
Yeah.
Yep. And you make your way back to your ship.
Yep.
Unless
We
there's any...
can't afford to do any shopping here, so yeah, we can go way back to the ship.
Might take a second for Flimsy to get down off the couch, but after that, it's fine.
Might stop I might drive past a street food vendor, stop, grab a bite to eat, and then carry on. But
and the street food is actually respectable.
Can you imagine the kind of big meat things that the orc food trucks would have?
Well, yeah, it's not
something purple and like a tentacle on a stick.
Maybe spider legs?
Yeah.
You probably get no, you probably won't get spider legs.
What's the local fauna like on Apostae?
I don't know, because it seems like there'd be a tremendous waste if it was meat. Because, trying to keep them alive would be a problem.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's all soy.
Possibly.
I'll
Or
take soy.
imported. At this point, you probably realize it's probably best not to ask too many questions.
Mm-hmm. That's what the job description said.
Did?
Don't question that it's still moving on the stick. Just eat it.
Let's just get soy calves to go.
Have you ever tried gnome meat? That's quite nice.
Oh.
What happened to that gnome?
You left them unconscious and propped up on the bar.
So are we heading back to the ship now?
Unless anybody wants to make any other stopovers.
From Macca's run.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Mm-hmm. I can't afford to pay parking anywhere else.
So yeah, you arrive back at your ship, and soon after you arrive back, a truck driven by a crew of 4 orcs arrives, with a cargo full of weapons crates, each one of them carefully packed, tracked, and sealed.
Tracked.
Packed, tracked, and sealed.
What's the tracking bit?
Tracking labels,
Oh,
as far as you can tell. Unless you crack one open, you're not going to be able to get more info on that.
You didn't tell us not to open them.
It's just a picture of some random bit of grass. It could be anyone's, and it just says, we delivered it successfully.
And the orcs set about unloading and start loading up the ship. Is anybody giving them a hand?
Yeah.
Or are you all just sort of directing?
Flimsy
I'll
will
give it a hand.
join
Keep
in.
in shape.
I'm
Many
gonna
hands
go
make
start
light
up the engine and just do the pre-flight stuff.
I mean, you're about 4 hours too early, but okay.
Okay, I don't do that. I say that I'm gonna go do that and then just hang out at the ship for a bit.
I'll sit with the we have those anti-grav dollies or whatever they are.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm not strong enough to lift 50 tons or a ton, honestly, but I can push an anti-gravity dolly.
Yep. And so you help ferry them through the ship, at least. All right. And so, yeah, about 4 hours go by to load up all the cargo. Flimsy, Yeva, as you hear, by the end of it, you are pretty much exhausted. Yeah, if you know what it's like to move 50 tons in a few hours.
It's always 50 tons. Are they orcs particularly chatty?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
You could probably make small talk with them if you wanted, but, what would you like to say if that was the case?
I was going to mention that they're going over to Marax. I've made that name up.
Yep, you have. Voxer.
Voxer, there we go. But they're heading over to Voxer, and if they know anything about the situation over there, if they've heard anything on the grapevine.
Not really.
Okay.
We don't really get off planet much.
I was going to say it's a war, but I guess half the galaxy's at war, so...
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
It never changes, though. Hey, somebody got a reference I made.
War never changes.
All right.
Have we got a refuel or do anything to the ship? Or?
No. Spaceships are magically refueled on stuff unless it's a plot point, in which case then we'll figure it out at that time.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
So our destination is in near space. How long will that take us to fly in the drift?
That will all depend on Brix's roll.
It's a D6.
A few, several D6s.
Yeah, it's one of them where it's like, oh, look, refer to this page of the core rulebook.
Could I sort of assist her or sort of sort her up and sort of try and, point away from the asteroids and things?
The first part of it is actually just the first part is getting off planet and getting into the drift, and at that point it's working out a course through the drift. It's not so much avoiding the asteroids, that tends to be more of a situational thing, day by day.
3d6 to travel to near space.
Yep.
Do we know that it's quicker via the drift than we do conventional travel? In the last place we went to was conventional travel, right?
Conventional thrusters are in system only, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
This is extra solar system, so it'd be years to get there if you didn't want to use a drift.
Cool.
I've got 11 days.
Oh.
It's a long trip.
Hey, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. I might be able to narrow that down using some downtime anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody? Let's spit that one again. Is anybody going to spoogle the Hawks?
Vohawks.
Look it up.
The Hawks.
Is it VOHX?
VOHXA.
Voxer. Like a voxel.
Voxa.
Voxer.
What's the matter with you?
Actually, Ted, just say something for me. Just double checking that you still have.
The pun wasn't that bad. Gee.
Yeah, I was making sure his mic hadn't cut out again. It's been a while since I've heard a terrible pun from him.
Well, I can send them all up.
All right. If you're doing the spoogle of Voxer, can I have a computer's check?
Computers.
Be dappy.
Ooh. It's a 14 from Flimsy.
Natural 20
nice.
on an untrained skill check.
Voxer is a small world, although has a surprisingly high mass. Standard gravity, normal atmosphere, day cycle of 22 hours, and a year cycle of 429 days. Voxa circles far from its sun, and its mountainous surface largely consists of frigid tundra covered in snow and ice. Even the equatorial lowlands rarely warm past 65 degrees. Don't ask me whether that's Celsius or Fahrenheit. I think it's Fahrenheit. Don't ask me how hot or cold that is. I don't do temperature.
It's a cold place, is what we...
Yeah.
The Vohak's native life is limited to spindly and resilient trees, hardy shrubs, and passive herd animals that graze on the frozen plains or climb the rocky slopes. At some point during the gap, Voxar became home for many cold weather species indigenous to other planets, such as high-flying Naquhites, sharp wings, lumbering lolopeds, and even the occasional silver dragon. No one is quite sure how so many creatures from other planets came to dwell here. Voxa was discovered by accident when a mining vessel crewed by dwarves and humans experienced a hazard in the drift and emerged far from its original course. But the presence of familiar life on the planet spurred the crew's curiosity, and the intrepid miners soon discovered that the world was rich in cicatate, as well as other mundane resources. Cicatate is a star metal that is interesting in its thermal capabilities. It remains very cold until heated to a certain point. And then, at that point, it flips and remains hot until you freeze it to a certain point, in which case it flips and retains the heat. It retains the heat and the cold, depending on... As long as you keep it under the limits, it will stay hot or cold regardless of environment.
Is that a natural material, or when it's been forged?
No, it's a natural star metal.
That raises questions about the planet's stability. If part of it gets hot and then just stays hot, and then it will make the other bits hot, and then the whole planet will explode.
That's probably why it's so cold, though, because it's far from the sun, and so it would take a lot for it to heat up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good point.
But that's weird. It's weird that they know what creatures... That those creatures weren't there before the gap? Or that those creatures appeared at some point during the gap?
Mining fossil records will tell you that much.
Yeah. Archaeology and whatnot.
I'm super intrigued by the lumbering loloped.
A little less on the archaeology, more on the mineral analysis.
Geology.
Yes. Finding the planet had no native sapient life, the miners decided to settle there and used the mining equipment mounted on their starship to dig the foundation of Tahaxia, now the planet's largest settlement. There, dwarves, humans, and Chirans, who followed after escaping the swarm, established homes in warm, comfortable, and expansive subterranean chambers.
The swarm?
That's a Sharon who was escaping the swarm.
Oh, okay.
So dwarves, humans, and Shirans are the local mining populace?
Yes.
And hobgoblins are there trying to take over.
So the Gideon Authority, after the gap, found itself as isolated pockets of hobgoblins. They have been slowly trying to make an empire for themselves, and have been capturing worlds that are close by.
Mm-hmm.
Not always in the same star system, but at the same token, close by is a little bit weird when it comes to the drift. But they certainly are close by in terms of it doesn't take that long between the systems to get around.
You're trying to swap pockets of whatever to a unified empire type thing.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
They're trying to swap pockets of existence to a more unified empire.
Yes, and also they're basically also claiming any planet with hobgoblin ruins as part of their illustrious empire.
And Voxa potentially has hobgoblin ruins?
Not that you're aware of,
It probably just has excellent resources.
but that doesn't stop the hobgoblins from claiming such.
Mm-hmm. Well, a
think,
job's a job.
That bit's not our problem. Don't think about it too much.
I think a hobgoblin rune forger is going to be my next character.
Ooh.
Just going onto planets and popping my own runes on. Like, oh, look, we got him on this planet.
Yep, this was Hobgoblin all along, claiming it for the Empire. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
So, you have 11 days in the draft. What would you like to do?
I would like to try and shave time off. The travel.
All right.
I've looked this up. The DC is equal to 10 higher than the DC initially for plotting the course. I know we didn't have to plot the course this time.
Yep. Oh wait, there's a DC for plotting courses, I think. Is it Navigate?
Manage course?
Managed course is what I want to be doing.
DC
Navigate. Using the piloting skill to navigate or astrogate. This lets you direct the ship or vehicle at your desired heading and plot longer courses. Plotting a course. Okay, make me a piloting check for plotting a course.
I was on the skills tab and I tabbed off it. Oh, that's 10.
What happens when you fail?
It adds 6 hours if I fail by 10 or more.
No,
Who knows?
I'm looking at the initial plotting of the course.
Mm.
I forgot that was a thing that you had to do. All right. So that is a thing.
We're going the wrong way. Damn it.
With that, you are aware, just by being an all-around awesome pilot of tricks, is you've never visited here before. So you're having to go off pre-scripted flight paths, as it were.
Mm.
And as part of that, you are unfamiliar, and the DC is 25.
Ooh.
So shaving time off at a plus 10 to the DC would be a 35.
Yeah. Never mind.
So yeah, you get the feeling that maybe you could, but it might be a bit risky. I don't even think you can you?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Craig Commissions, the player, knows that Trix can't, but Trix is probably convinced that they could.
Trix's like, I could do it. No, I totally could do it. We just take a left at this asteroid field. Get there like 3 days earlier.
So I'm looking at the downtime list. 11 days is hard because a lot of the downtime actions have to deal with what happens the next day.
Yeah, I was having that exact same thought. Like, a lot of these depends on what you do on the 11th day.
But there is the coordinate downtime action. But that deals with following day.
It would also, I just want to point out one of the things is events can still happen. even in the drift.
That's true.
It's true.
So, as much as you say it's for the following day, there is a possibility that, you'll be lounging around one day, and then the next day there'll be an event, and you'll get to take advantage of the one additional hit point and +1 on the first saving throw of the day. Likewise, if you wanted to do any other activity that gives you that next day boost, it would apply. All I'm asking for here is a general idea of what you'd be doing. And you can say that you're doing that the entire time. We're not going to role play out every single day. Okay, make a roll. Okay,
I like the idea of Flimsy and I. So like Yeva comes to Flimsy and is like, "Hey Flimsy, I was thinking that maybe you and I could work on our partnership teamwork stuff for future negotiations. Maybe if you were to like raise your left eyebrow a little bit, I could see if you were trying to, we could figure out who would play good cop, bad cop sort of thing."
Aye, that sounds quite interesting. I know that Jahir is quite interested in ingratiating himself with the team a little bit. Maybe we could involve him as well.
We do have
perhaps.
some military training. I feel we could work a bit more cohesive as a team. That bar fight was a bit sloppy, and if we're going to go into situations like that with, I think we need to work together as a team more.
You want to practice drills?
You see, it's better drills than better dead. It's we've got 11 days on this ship. We can work together as a team. We can kick ass.
What if I put together a schedule where half day we work on negotiation skills and half day we work on martial prowess?
Yeah, okay, I can go with it.
Oh yes, I can make schedule now.
just tell me the
calendar invite
Tricks
already.
shudders.
And Yeva gleefully writes Tricks down for scheduling her for some practice.
6 a.m.
Yes, Tricks shall have first shift. No, she would never. She knows better than that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of getting the team working a bit more cohesive. It's, I know I'm here to do a job, but I don't like to see people falling down, and getting killed for no reason.
First time we've had a professional aboard, so it's nice to have this opportunity, to be honest.
Well, I'm far from professional. I just like to stay alive and keep us moving in the right direction. It's what I'm paid for, and you seem like a nice bunch.
Who hurt you?
Well, you did when you slapped me on the back, and then I dragged you out of the room because you wouldn't let go. It's
that's fine then.
But no, he's I quite like that downtime thing.
All right. So we're practicing.
Getting in sync as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Training montage.
Tricks, what are you doing for the downtime?
Well, I was going to manage the course, but Trix learned very early on that wasn't gonna happen. So I believe she's been dragged into drills with the rest of the team.
We're gonna do some team building exercises in the hangover.
Do some laps. Let me leave you in the dirt.
You did threaten to try and get some more speed out of Flimsy at some point.
Yeah.
It's true.
Find people run faster when they're being chased.
I tried to kind of stand in the way and stop the team from getting damaged, but I end up falling down an awful lot, to be honest. So any pointers you've got in that would be great.
Well, yeah, and then I'll start shouting at him and chasing him around, like frog marching him around the hangover.
Well, the first thing you do is dodge.
Yeah.
Start chasing him.
Throw 4 fists his way.
3 of them land.
Four of them just grazes over your head as you collapse into a...
Down he goes again.
All right. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing about level ups. Is this something that we feel that we should be doing on camera, or something behind the scenes?
It might be quite hard work with me because I'm not used to leveling up a character, so but I don't mind either one.
Level up.
Yeah, it's more the eagerness to level up than it is anything else.
If the viewers want to hear, like, watch our level up live, please let us know. I'm of the mind that we do it behind the scenes and surprise people with what we've picked.
I like hearing all the choices and the reasoning behind.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I feel that potentially, it's like with Tricks and Flimsy, it's probably already plotted out until at least, level 10. 5.
Not wrong.
So for you guys, it would be a very quick solid, and these are the choices that I've made. Whereas I feel for Retro Ted, it's probably going to be more, talking a lot about the options that they have available and eventually coming to a conclusion.
It would just be me going, ooh, and ooh, and then people be going, right, this bloke can't add up 2 and 2.
So to a certain degree, depending on what the chat says, we might do the next level up on camera if that's something that you all want to see, but we'll probably level up between sessions and come back and then next week and then tell you that you've leveled up and these are the choices you made and why you made those choices.
That's cool. That's a really good way of doing it.
Bit of a compromise there.
You're a soldier, right, Retro Ted?
In real life or just in game?
Both?
Yes, I am.
So you've got a feat to choose almost every level, which is, a 1 in 50,000 things to decide from. So it's not an easy choice.
I obviously if we're out character, I based my build on a kind of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII and a Barrett kind of build. That's what I was going for. So I've got I can't remember the name, Eldritch something ability.
Arcane Assailant.
Rune of the Eldritch Knight.
Yes, that's the. So what it is? Let me just bring up Jahir's.
That's basically my version of materia.
So yeah, when you
that's so good.
As a soldier at the first level, you get to choose a fighting style. That fighting style is the Arcane Assailant, and that gives you an ability, a primary fighting style technique, which is Rune of the Eldritch Knight. So it all plays off one thing to the next. The thing is, though, that's the next time that you get a primary style technique is 5th level. Until then, there's a bunch of other decisions and choices that you need to be making.
And honestly, none of us have fusions on our weapons at this point yet. So if we come across something that is resistant to damage, unless it's coming from a magical source, that'll be super clutch.
Yeah, that's really true.
I just popped into my head and I thought, I'm gonna go sort of Cloud Strife Barrett Johnson with sort of less angst and a slightly smaller sword.
Plenty of angst.
Less angst is still plenty of angst.
I will say I have plotted a little bit of Yeva's course as well, and I am planning on taking her, a few of the Witch Warper special stuff that can go into a more healer buff type of situation.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
So preventing damage and curing damage.
I don't know if I've mentioned it on stream, but Flimsy's working his way before the wonderful entry of Jahir to provide us with not being slaughtered every combat.
It's a camel follow.
Yeah, Flimsy is going to work his way towards power armor to do a bit of close range damage, a bit of meleeing, tanking if you can do. But it's way away. It's like level 5.
I was gonna ask, like, how do you work your way towards power armor? I don't even know.
You gotta have 13 strength, so that's gonna be a while for me to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to have the money and the feet for power armor.
Yeah,
But
there's
he's only
this
little, so it'll be helpful because it'll make it big.
power armor proficiency that you need.
Yes.
Some heavy armor if you want to buff that. Get used to it. You could strut around in it if you want.
He's got heavy armor. He's got heavy armor and a shield, which is the most defensive I could make him. And he still drops every combat.
The main problem that you have is you've got the heavy armor, you've got the shield, you don't have the hit points to back it up.
That is very true, yeah.
You know, it's like you're a little bit squirrely, you're difficult to hit, but when you do get hit, you just fold like a house of cards. Because it's like, yeah.
Yep.
All right, and Trix, summarize your solid level up path in a word.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Through it. She is going to become the fastest thing alive.
Is that Sonic Hedgehog before they made all the fans made them change the art style?
Yeah, she's going to be focusing heavily on mobility, so she'll be able to run really quick round corners, basically clear a map in a round is what I'm aiming for.
Just as long as you're not dropping all of your credits when you get hit.
I need some.
that is the main thing. She has scope to pick up one or two extra things when she can't pick up her feet because she's not the right level, and stuff like that. But mainly it's the speed.
See, that's good to know because then it affects what I go for if that kind of makes sense. Because I was looking at sort of guard and things like that and protecting others, and so now I know what you're doing. It kind of makes my life a bit easier. So.
I like it too because it kind of this conversation is about kind of captures the spirit of how we're practicing these drills together on board.
Exactly. Getting to know how we're going to play it. Working as a team.
No, Flimsy. You stand on your feet. Hit them with your arms.
And
so small.
And I will try and do my best to keep you on your feet, Flimsy.
That would be greatly appreciated. You've all been so supportive.
I'll just mentally make a note to randomly attack him different times during the day.
Just as he's walking down there, you're like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I'm going to go to the canteen." Just out from one of the side doors.
Just pouring a coffee.
I just made that sandwich.
Steal your sandwich.
Just slides by and just snags the sandwich and runs off.
But I think one night, as we're like kind of after wrapping up practice, Yeva might ask Jahir, so you seem to know lots about combat and fighting. Where did you learn all of this? Were you trained? Did you go to school?
No school for me. I grew up on Kassath. I was an orphan. I did get picked up by the Golden League family. That's why I was a bit twitchy back there. Basically.
I couldn't tell.
No, I know. I do hide it well. It's something I've trained hard to do. But yeah, let's say we have a history with the Golden League, and I know I'm going to meet them, but I'm not happy around them, kind of thing. But no, I was trained in basically robbing religious sites, killing, defending ourselves, and then that's pretty much it. It's not something I'm proud of, but it gives me skills, and now I want to use those skills for something better.
Glad you've gotten out of that racket. It sounds like you've, hopefully, as you say, put your skills to a different use.
Well, yeah, that's the plan. That's the problem is that let's just say the man we're probably high up working for thinks I'm dead or should be dead. Or there was kind of a whole episode where he, pretended to push me out of an airlock and told me never to come back again, and then told everyone in his family that I'd been taken care of. So
That
ghost
was
from the past.
nice of him.
He was doing it to save me. It was the only way I could get out of it's St. John, basically. We kind of grew up together. He kind of sort of trained me, and obviously that was long before he was Lord St. John. But he'd seen that I'd had enough. I'd been outcast by my people for stealing from religious relics and desecrating things, and we basically came to an agreement. And he killed me by pushing me out of an airlock, and said basically it wouldn't go well for me if he ever saw me again. So, but needs must, and all that.
You grew up with Lord St. John?
He wasn't a lord then. He was. I don't know the person, or he is now. But then he kind of took me under his wing, and I saved his sort of hide, and he saved mine, and it just reached a point where I just had enough, and I needed to get out, and he owed me.
I did not realize that the drow had a vested interest in Kassith.
It was just a local sort of family that saw potential in desecrating and stealing from religious sites, and I had nothing else to do, and I needed the money and nowhere else to go.
See, I don't know whether or not I'm more or less concerned to be working for Lord St. John now. He seems like he was a decent folk to try and help you out of a spot, but then
he made it very clear that it might not potentially go well, because he told the rest of the family that and the Golden League in wide circles that he had taken care of me, and obviously, as I'm here standing in front of you, that's a mar on his record.
Did you go by the same name back then that you do now?
That's my exact question.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Well, what do you mean? No.
Like when you were working with the Golden League, what did you go by Jahir?
I've never known any other name. I've never had a family name to go by, and being an outcast.
Puts an arm around his shoulder. I am going to teach you so many things about staying below the radar. First one, nicknames.
Yes, we will call you Jay from now on in public.
In front of the Golden League.
At the very least.
I'd wear this cloak, to try and hide myself. But
you wore that back then as well?
Please say the cloak's new.
Please say.
No, it's tattered, worn to hell, weathered. Smells a bit weird.
Maybe if we dyed it.
Well, I've never had a family and people to look out for me, so I'd appreciate that. But I can't give you coin. I can't help. I can train, but
Jay, we're a crew now, and this crew sticks together through thick or thin, unless they want to leave, like Tess, which is totally okay.
Is this where we all jump in the air and then it pauses and then the
we
credits
don't hold
roll?
anybody accountable. We don't charge anyone for joining. The stupid free pirates think they're so much better than me. Unions are bad.
You're part of the crew now, Jay. Welcome aboard.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's nice. It's strange. It's uncomfortable, but it's nice. I can
family.
See it. Because family. That's what I keep saying.
Family.
Hope you weren't looking forward to having personal space, because I'm invading all of that.
Have I got my own bunk, or do I get to go in the secret hidey hole? Or?
No, you're sharing a room.
Right, you've got Tessa's old bed with me.
Oh wow! He starts sort of tidying himself up and pulling his cloak a bit more straighter.
Imagine the room being like a proper Odd Couple, kind of like right down the middle.
I'm just trying to work out the size of this room because I'm 7 foot and you're 12 something. Is it?
I think I'm like 12 and a half. Last
You
I
guys
checked.
got the big room.
I can't even remember. I think there's like were there 5 beds? And I pushed.
No, there's 6 beds.
6 beds, yeah.
You're gonna want to take the bed out of the other bedroom and pull that into the other one, so you've got like 2 double beds in there.
Right, because I've pushed 2 together from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got 11 days to readjust the furniture.
Mhm. My
one of the downtime
major problem is
activities?
that the shower is just way too small.
And don't even get started on the toilet.
Well, the car's got a sunroof for the both of you. Take the lid off and whilst we're driving around town's a lot easier.
It's true.
We're just sat on the back because we're too big to get.
But yes, I've just shared the layout of the ship. I do believe it was Flimsy and Trix on the right, and Yaver and Tess on the left.
Mhm.
Well, now Jahir or Jay. That's not going to get confusing.
Mm-mm. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we took more ended up taking more jobs with the Golden League. As much as I would like to stay on the right side of the law, I am afraid that EdgeCore seems to not be very scrupulous when it comes to who they're working with.
Of course they don't. They care about the profit. They don't care that we're delivering, they got a job to deliver weapons to an invading force. And I thought you were okay with it so long as you want money at the end of the day.
The money is what's important. It would be a little less complicated. I don't want to go to jail or anything like that, but I too need credits.
Being able to sleep at night's quite useful as well, though, Eva. The company's a means to an end, but it's not golden and holy by any stretch, no matter what the rule books tell you.
Money or not, however it's collected, I don't know how well I sleep at night either way. You've all noticed by now that I have magical abilities, can cast spells and the like. And when I do, she kind of like lifts her bangs up, and you can see just the barest outlines of like a third eye, almost like a faded tattoo or like a scar or birthmark on her forehead. When I do, this thing lights up with iridescent colors. But there was an accident when I was young on my home crèche in the diaspora, somewhere on the river between. And after the accident, well, the crèche's atmosphere started failing. So I bear the guilt for causing my parents' ranch to not be as successful as it once was. And the rest of the crèche, they've all left. It's just me sending money home to my parents. And, well, yes, it's where I don't know what happened to me or how it happened, but I know that there's a debt I still have to pay.
You seem very in control back in the bar. You made me feel like I was some sort of superstar for a moment there when I was chatting to the drow fella.
I studied with Tess. She quickly figured out that I had the gift, and she was able to help me find ways to manifest it purposefully. But before that, all I've ever done is tried to hide it, especially in the corporation.
I think gift's the right word, though. But I can see you're in a tight spot if you need to send money back to your folks. It's not an easy situation you're in.
No, so the more money we can make, then the better things will be, I think.
Maybe we should look into other sidelines for getting a bit of extra money on the side, maybe. Every little helps.
Yeah, for sure. The less money that EJ takes off us, the more money you've got.
That's true. Up until now, it's been it's worked when I've made decisions in EdgeCore's best interests. But this black mark business, it's left a bad taste in my mouth.
Once you've been with the company as long as I have, it's how they roll. I don't mean to badmouth them too much, but it's how they operate. You get used to it, but it takes a bit of getting used to.
Well, I think a good way to save money is to cancel maybe your Netflix subscription, stop sitting around watching films, and maybe just get on with it.
You take that back.
Although I did enjoy the Skittermander one, that one was a good film. Although, why did they all die in the corridor? That was a bit weird.
Right,
And
but
so 11 days pass as you're going through the drift. Trix takes to the scanner and realizes you're in the wrong place. Your journey has been extended by 6 days.
What?
Oh my god!
It was all planned. Don't worry about it. This was all part of the growing words. Camaraderie. There we go. This was all planned to make us closer as a team.
Jahir takes a reflective sort of instinctive sort of pot shot at Flimsy to see if he's still on the board, just to make sure. We got 6 more days, we can do this.
Fully hit on the head as he's looking out the window, looking around the corners, trying to see if the planet maybe just really just out of view somewhere. I love the idea that we've all we're all pepped up on teamwork, and we've come into the cockpit and sat in all the chairs here we go, guys. just empty space.
All ready to go, war paint on.
all part of the plan.
All right, 6 more days.
Off we go again. Dodging Jahir's blows.
And in a further 6 days, you arrive at your intended destination. You drop out of a drift, and as you emerge, you get a ping on your scanners. Somebody make me a computers check. Whoever's in the computer in the science officer position.
What position did everybody have in the end? I can't quite remember.
I don't know if we ever assigned them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've officially assigned because we've not actually had any starship combat.
Right. I'm not trained in computers is the issue.
I'm pretty good at it, unless everybody else wants to.
He's just wondering what a computer is.
That's all you, buddy. That's all you.
Oh, it's a 13. Oh. I thought it was an 18 on the dice. It was.
Yeah, it was cocked.
Bad dice today.
A warship. An attack vessel. You can tell by your skins that it is definitely an attack vessel. Swiftly pulls alongside you, targeting you with weapons and broadcasting a warning. This is Gideon Authority attack vessel Falchium. Identify yourselves and your mission. And that is where we are going to end it for this week.
To be continued.
All right.
Starship combat, awesome. Start next round? Next session, sorry.
Maybe, maybe not. It depends if they are who they say they are.
We can take them.
Have you seen the weapon loadout for the BD?
Nothing can stop the BD.
Nothing can stop it.
Nothing is precisely the right word. You better read no weapons on this ship.
Ramming speed. Teamwork. We've got it.
Yeah, we trained for this. We'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for coming, and thank you everyone in the chat for joining us this evening. I'll mind a bit of an announcement. Next week, or starting from next week, this stream is going to be starting half an hour later. So a 7:30 p.m. start. We've had a change of circumstances that just means that we've had to delay it by half an hour. I believe we're in an agreement that it's going to go on for half an hour longer. So you're still going to get as much of us. It's just going to be a little bit later in the day. And that just about covers it. So, yep. I have been, and I will continue to be, Kyron Russmore. You can find me here every Monday, like I say, next week, starting at 7:30 p.m. On Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, you can find me on my own channel, where I play a variety of games. Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm currently playing Torment Tides of Numenera, which is a CRPG in a very weird world. If you're interested in that kind, and it is very weird, so I stream that on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And then on Fridays, I stream a combination of Resident Evil 4 and Hitman 3, depending on whether there's an elusive target. And that's where you can catch me. The channels our individual channels have just gone up on the Nightbot, so feel free to give us a follow over there. And Trix.
Yep, I am Crit Commissions. I do artsy things across all sorts of social media platforms. You can find me at Crit Commissions across Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
All right. And Yiva.
Hi, everyone. I am Krifu Bernal. I am a producer and captain here at Manapod Studios. If you really enjoyed today's stream and you're not yet a part of our Discord, please join our Discord by clicking the link that just popped up in chat, where you can stay up to date with all things All That Glitters Explodes, as well as everything else that Manapod has to offer. You can also find a link there if you're interested in streaming with us. You can fill out a Google form to be available for contact for more for further opportunities with role playing and streaming. You can also find me at Krifu Bernal anywhere online and over at my own Twitch channel as well.
All right, thank you. And Jahir?
I am Retro Ted. I mainly stream old isometric games like Baldur's Gate and Planescape Torment, which is a completely different game to Chiron's, even though it has the same words. And we are currently playing through Planescape Torment, and as a community we are saving up channel points to play a AAA rated game called Pony Love, which was released on the DS. It's aimed at 3-year-olds, I think, so it's kind of been our range, and that looks good, so I'm hoping we shall be playing that. So yeah, if we're not playing old Infinity Engine games, we're playing some questionable horse pony grooming games.
All right. Yeah, Sean, go check that out, people. Maybe. And Flimsy.
Hello, if you can hear me still, I am JStation64. I've had bad signal today. You can find me on my Twitch channel on Thursdays, playing No Man's Sky, following trying to find a man called Artemis somewhere out in space, at 9 p.m. And then on Saturday mornings, 9:30 a.m., playing Red Dead Redemption, following some story, trying to be a bad man, Arthur, with some help from chat. Such as Cairo and Richard and Creepy, have all joined in before and helped me do bad things. I've also appeared on Chiron's Red Dead Redemption, Resident Evil 4, playthrough, being as helpful as I can be in the horror escapades that he gets up to. And yeah, that's about it for me. I just want to also say as well, big thank you and welcome to Retro Ted for joining the crew.
Thank you very much.
Getting involved.
Thank you. I'd prefer I'd normally play games better when my mic works, but if it doesn't, I could always switch it on.
Yeah, hopefully it's just returning back to our usual streaming teething problems. Hopefully we'll get most things resolved for next week. If you want to stick with us, we are going to be raiding a channel. But until then, I hope you all stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you next week. Taddy bye.
Bye.
Bye.